How do you respond to comments on your appearance such as you look skinny? Well, as I ate a cupcake and mac and cheese to prepare for this, I'll share a story. So I did, when I was younger, used to model. I'm much older now. But a lot of people still say, like, you should model. What are you doing working? And stuff like that. And while I'm sure that is intended to be flattering, it's those little things, right, that women have to deal with. Like, oh, you're so pretty. Like, you stay there and just be wall decor. I walked into a meeting one time with a man, and the clients who I were meeting with were like, okay, hun, you can set up notes over there and, like, you know, just set up in the back. And I was like, oh no, your meeting's with me, actually. He's taking the notes. You can go over there and set up notes. So I guess that was a weird consulting flex, but it's back to the other question of the skinny comment. I don't know that too many people make that comment. I get a lot of, why are you so brown, actually, more so. And I'm mixed, so I get a lot of interesting comments on my racial ethnicity. But I think being a woman, you have to, it's a delicate line. Okay, so I would say that being appreciative and not being off-putting, but also being firm in what you believe in. So, for example, when I walk into a meeting, I feel like if it's with a group of men and they're kind of expecting me to be a ditz, I have to quickly earn their respect that I understand what we're doing in that meeting, or that I'm commanding that meeting. And so that also is different depending on who your clients are. Some client work is quick turnaround and you don't really spend as much time building rapport. I'm a federal consultant, and so my project I've been on for over 2 years, and the project before that was 2 years as well. So depending on the nature of your project, you have to kind of learn sometimes when to push and when to let things slide. That being said, I was in a meeting one time where someone stopped the meeting. It was with new clients, and they were, why are you so brown? Did you just get back from vacation? And so that was interesting. I've kind of learned to laugh it off and be like, no, my dad's black, my mom's white. Next question. Humor, I find, is probably my go-to way of diffusing situations that would otherwise be pretty awkward. What is some of the best advice that you could give a woman? Ooh, okay. I wish that there was more follow-up to that, because that's a great question and I'm caught off guard. Okay, I will say some of my best advice I've actually received from both men and women. So this isn't like, you know, a girl gang. I think that there are a lot of very strong men that are comfortable with having strong women on their team or strong women as their bosses. So I will say from an early age, my dad always told me, if you believe in something and you work hard, you can achieve it. And I didn't always believe in myself, but he did. And he went to Harvard undergrad and Georgetown for med school. He is probably one of the most intelligent men I've ever met, and he kills Jeopardy. I mean, I worship that man. So that aside, the fact that he believed in me so much, and he's this brilliant guy, how could he be wrong? It actually instilled a sense of, I can do anything as long as I'm willing to work for it. My favorite quote outside of work is Veni Vidi Vici, which is what Caesar said when he conquered the pharmacies and sent the note back. I came, I saw, I conquered. And if you apply that to anything, personal or professional, I think it gives you the confidence boost that you need, whether you're a female or a male. I think knowing that you have it within you, and if you recognize that it is a weakness, you can either learn, study, do whatever preparation is necessary, or, right, I will never be a computer coder, for example. Bring people onto your team, onto your board of advisors, and get people that are different from you, right? So maybe if you've got a team full of women, maybe you need a man. Vice versa. If you are a room full of white males in suits, maybe you need some spice in your life. So I think that knowing from an early age that people believed in me made me believe in myself. And so that's something that I also try to do on my team. And I hope with people that aren't on my team that were on my team have that experience. But if you believe in someone, letting them know, hey, this was a great job. hey, if you consider doing this next time, it'll take it to the next level, or tinker with that. Giving positive validation when someone performs well, I think, is so important, because we laugh at the hashtag please fix, but a lot of times people get so busy, and maybe it's not even intentional, but they fail to make the time to give the carrot, not just the stick. And so I do believe that if you want to build followership, a little bit of that is teaching, especially when you bring on junior practitioners. But just leading by example, showing that someone did a good job, building people up, giving them the credit. So we were talking about that I versus we kind of culture earlier. The more that you can do with a team, and the more that you can play to their strengths, or you can encourage them to explore, right? Especially in consulting, a lot of it is how can you be innovative and creative? And if people are doing the same thing over and over and over again, they probably, one, hate their lives, so their quality of work is probably not so hot because they're just chugging through. But if you can inspire folks, I think that's where the magic gets made. And so making sure that you are taking time to follow up with people, to check in with people. Consulting, so much of it is networking, but when it's within your own team internally, or even if it's with your clients, the personal touch goes a long way. I've had people send me emails that aren't on my team anymore. I had just last week a guy who's now on his dream project, and I helped him network to get there, and I wrote him an email of recommendation. He brought 12 things of blueberries to the office, which I had forgotten about, because 2 years ago he told me that his family owned a blueberry farm in New Jersey. First of all, this is not a plug because I don't know the name of the farm, but these were the best damn blueberries I've ever had, so thank you if you're watching. But the fact that people remember stuff that you say, it means you have an impact, even if you realize you're making one or not. And this is a double-edged sword, because, again, back to that comment of women don't want to be viewed as bitchy. Being a nurturer isn't for everyone, though a lot of women, we've got a great maternity leave policy, so hey, go Deloitte. But being able to recognize that your words and your actions have power, and that maybe you forget about them, but that they've left a lasting impression on others. And so I think being mindful of just the kind of reputation you're building for yourself, not just with your clients, but also with your teams.